Yeah, I was watching some commercials on the television set a little earlier, and I gotta tell you, I think McDonald's really nailed real life with that commercial where everyone dances in a fountain after drinking a McCafe. You want to talk about a real slice of life there. I mean, it was just last week I was waist deep in some fluid with some complete strangers, and I thought, man, someone should really do a commercial with that. Okay, that's over with. This was in the news the other day, last month, whatever. Maybe you heard about this. There's a soccer referee who was punched, and he died. Well, yeah, just to recap, he was punched, and then he died. That's a little bit of an overreaction to getting punched, I think. I don't know, because I think when you go to punch someone, you don't want to kill the guy, you just want to punch him, you know? I think if the guy ends up dying, that's on the guy. The puncher shouldn't get any added, whatever, because where does it end? If let's say I tossed a scalding hot cup of coffee in some fella's face, and in the process he tumbles over a guardrail and then plummets to his death. That's not my problem. I just wanted to horribly disfigure the man with third-degree burns. I didn't want to kill him. I'm not a monster. I dated this gal for a year. She was a psychiatrist, and that messed with my head a little bit because I overthink things, and I'm not very secure as an individual, because I'm very aware that I'm like a 30-year-old man-child who still puts posters on his wall and isn't brand loyal to a deodorant yet, and I have no idea what a Roth account is at all. But no, I was very insecure dating this girl. I thought she was using me as an experiment. Like, I thought we would date for a couple weeks, and then she would, write something to some scientific journal about me, and then I'd become known for all the wrong reasons. And now I remember the first time I went back to her place, and you're in the bedroom about to engage in a very awful, awkward transaction, and I couldn't relax because I looked over and I saw this bookcase, and it was chock full of like psychiatry texts and whatnot. And I just thought, man, I'm probably in one of those somewhere. I mean, she's probably read a text that describes me exactly, and I couldn't calm down for like 5 or 6 months. But then it got a little easier. You know that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry dates the masseuse, and he's always trying to weasel the free massage? I got up to a point where I was trying to weasel free psychotherapy out of this one. So I didn't have health insurance, I was always trying to get her to tell me what my dreams mean. I was like, honey, last night I had a dream where my penis had a fingernail. Do you know what that means? And it's supposed to be a gateway into the subconscious. I just would like to know what that's all about. I had a dream once where I bought a pack of Tic Tacs, but they were all individually wrapped. She was like, oh, I think that's a frustration dream. I'm like, no shit. Those little bags, they couldn't be opened. I didn't know how to... I don't know. I like documentaries. There's a transition for the ages. I watch a lot of documentaries. I like documentaries because I like to feel like an expert in something, and so I take that knowledge to parties, and I'm just like a real arrogant prick. Like, it was like, I'll join conversations and I'll be like, yeah, Enron. Can't have another Enron. You heard about Enron? Well, let me tell you about Enron. And then another thing with documentaries is that I automatically hate whoever declined to be interviewed for this documentary. Because it's always like some woman talking to the camera, and she's like, oh yeah, everyone knows the wrong man is in jail. Everyone in the community knows it's Tom Johnson right down the street. He's home right now. Why don't you go give him a ring and interview him? And then they go over and it just cuts to a black screen that says, Tom Johnson declined to be interviewed for this documentary. It's like, oh, it's clearly Tom Johnson. He murdered. Well, why else would you decline to be... So So I just tricked out my car with some of that sweet do-it-yourself adhesive windshield tint. Man, that looks awful, doesn't it? And the thing is, you see it everywhere. Like, you see it all the time. It's like a hot seller, which is really funny to me. Like, I don't understand. Do people think when they buy it, they're going to be the only people to put it on without bubbles? Do they think they're just going to be the ones like, oh, everyone else was wrong. They're not good. I'm going to just apply this here. You just need to, you know, really get in there with some elbow grease and even out all the edges. And, well, I fucked it up. Looks like shit now. Now I look like every other person in Little Falls. Holy shit.